Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Midland, Texas, and I'm glad to be with you here today. Some of you may be watching me on Facebook, others on YouTube. When you please come, would you please let me know that you're here? Give me a comment in the comments box on either of those platforms. And if you would, please, I would love it if you would like my Facebook page and my YouTube page as well. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That just helps me expand my business and see who all is watching and all the fun things that come along from doing these Facebook Lives every week. I always come on Monday at noon if at all possible. And then this is the first day. Sorry about that. Hi, Linda and Laura, you both popped in exactly at the same second. That was crazy. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Today we are going to focus on the Meant to Be suite. That is actually an online exclusive, and I'm excited to show you some fun things that we're going to make with that today. Hi, Jackie. Today is 3 cards, a little simpler. And then tomorrow will be a fun fold, and then Wednesday will be a 3D project. Hi, Roz. Good to see all of you here. My loyal watchers all popping in right now. I really appreciate that. Okay, so while we're waiting for people to pop in and say hi, I'm just going to talk to you about a few things that I have going on. The best way to know about what's going on is to be a part of my email list, and I will put a link to that in the description after this video is over, as well as all the links to anything that I'm talking about today. Okay, so first of all, I am having a kit night. I haven't done this since I've been to Midland, so I'm super excited about this. It's going to be March the 7th at 6:30 p.m. right here at my house. You can come. I have lots of kits to pick from. Easy breezy casual night. Wear your pajamas if you want. I don't care. We're going to be super casual. We're going to eat snacks, make kits. You can make 1, 2, or 3, however many you want. And that will be on March the 7th here at my house in Midland, Texas. So obviously that is an in-person only event. I don't do those very often, but I'm gaining some new customers here in Midland. So I want to give them an opportunity to come and experience our kits and see how fun they are to create with. So let me get rid of that. Next, I'm having a mixed media card class on the very next day, March the 8th. More details to come about that, but the registration link is open. I'm going to provide you a half a pack of that beautiful mixed media paper, a whole roll of ribbon, a whole roll of those embellishments you see in the top right corner of that slide right there. You have to have the stamp sets and dies. I will cut and die cut as many things as I possibly can for you, but I'm not allowed to stamp images for you per Stampin' Up policy. So I wanted to let you know about that class. It's on March the 8th. I don't have the information there, but it'll be posted in the description after this video is over. I already have that on there. There we go. And we have some new celebration items. And I want you to focus on this bead punch right here because I'm going to be using that today. It's been around for a little while, but I've been surprised how many people have bought it recently. They're like, oh, I didn't even realize it was still available. Well, it is. So that bead punch is another thing that you can get for celebration, as well as a lot of these things are here. I know the butterfly stamp set has been gone for a few days. I'm not sure when that's coming back. But the alphabet dies are amazing. There's some fun kits, lots of great things there to choose from, in addition to our celebration products that we already have to choose from. And last but not least, Toadstool. This isn't last. This is not least. This is second to last. Terrific Toadstool Party is for anyone who spends more than $180 during January, February of celebration. It is a free class that I will send to you in March in the mail. You can Zoom with me to put it together, or you can put it together on your own. I think it's going to be super fun. You're going to want to be a part of it, and it's free with any orders totaling $180. That's cumulative with all the orders from January and February. And now, last but not least, join my team. We have an awesome team, terrific people. We had a team meeting last night. I'm always blown away by how much I love my ladies and how positive and encouraging and supportive they are of one another. And I love that about my team. So if you're interested in getting a 20% discount for as long as you want, being part of a stamping community that's a little more intimate, and by intimate, I mean smaller, right? And where you get to know people a little bit more, reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you about what it takes to join a team. What I love about how Stampin' Up! Does this is there's literally no strings attached. Whenever you're ready to quit, you can quit. You can stay with as long as you can. Of course, we never want you to quit, but if something comes up and you have to, we totally understand that, and I'm here to support you in any way you want to craft. So, all right, all of that is done. I'm going to move down to my hands. I'm going to remind you that this camera is just not wanting to stay today where I want it to. We have our mini catalog. We still have our annual catalog, and this celebration catalog ends on February 28th. So we have less than 2 weeks to go before celebration goes away, which always makes me sad. It's one of my favorite time of the years, and this mini catalog lasts until April, and it's chock full of beautiful things. I want to show you the mixed media suite. Oh, it's not in here because it's an online exclusive. I was going to show it to you in the catalog. All right, so here we go. We are going to be using today the Meant to Be bundle. This bundle is part of, I see I have a piece of paper in there. It's an online exclusive. It's part of our scrapbooking brochure. But it doesn't have to be used for scrapbooking, which I'm going to show you today. So this is one just came out, as well as all these fun, funky bee papers. Let me show you these. Super fun, bright, cheerful, right? There's honeycomb, there's flowers, there's stripes. Lots of bee patterns to choose from. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for coming. We got that honey pot that came from last year. They just recolored it. The back side, you've got the bee buzz lines going there. So super fun patterns of that. There's also a sticker sheet that coordinates with this, especially if you are a scrapbooker. We will not be using these stickers on our cards today. We decided we wanted to stick to stamping. So anyway, that is part of that bundle as well. That's sweet. I'm also bringing in the Be My Valentine stamp set and bundle from last year. Now, the Bee Punch is part of Celebration right now, and it can be used on either stamp set for the bigger bees, okay? Not for the smaller bees. But the reason I'm bringing in this one as well is because they all coordinate so well together, obviously. There's just more sentiments here to choose from as well than there are on this one, okay? So we are going to be using both of those bundles still available. So think about getting those. My online card classes to go mean you can get a kit to make all the projects I make today and tomorrow and Wednesday with any order in my online store of $60 or more. And I just want to say, you guys blew me away with taking advantage of the Valentine's special that I had, and I so appreciate your orders at any time. But that was really fun to get all of those around Valentine's Day. Okay, so this is going to be our first card. So cute, very simple, right? Just highlighting. I just really wanted to highlight that paper without adding a whole lot to it. And then here's the inside. So this is card number 1. It's definitely the easiest of all of our cards. So we're starting with Pool Party. That is cut 5.5 by 8.5, scored down the middle at 4.25. And I have 2 pieces, 2 more panels, a basic black panel and a DSP panel. And this is that stripe with the pretty and pink and the petunia pop and white. And both of these are cut 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of each of these, and I'm going to offset them just a little bit on the card front. So this one's going to tilt to the left a little bit, and then this one is going to tilt to the right a little bit. So you just see that black popping out of the corners right there, okay? That's a fun flower pattern on the back there as well. Might be a little too busy with our bees that we're going to have on top of this. So this is going to go kind of catty corner the other way like that. And then I have a black panel that is cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I have this DSP panel with the flowers and the bees, and it's cut 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. So this is going to go on top of this, and I just want just a hair of that black framing that designer series paper right like that. Okay, we're going to use this honeycomb, old olive honeycomb paper on our next project. So I'm adding liquid glue because I have such a skinny border around here. I want to make sure I have a little wiggle room to get it straight, right like that. Okay, and then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back here and add that to my card front as well. So I hope you guys had a great Valentine's weekend. Today's my husband's birthday, Jim. Jim is an awesome man, very supportive of me in all things, but has always been very supportive of my Stampin' Up! Business. He makes a lot of sacrifices for me to be able to do what I love. So he's an amazing person, and I'm very proud of him and very honored to be his wife. So that is my shout out to my husband there. Okay, so this is going to go on here. It's kind of hard to see straight because of the crooked backgrounds, but that's going to go right like that. Okay, now I have a piece of cardstock that's basic white. It's cut 4 inches wide. I'm going to stamp Love This Life on this in Petunia Pop ink. But then I'm going to cut it down a little bit to about a half of an inch. So I'm going to stamp Love This Life. Let's see, do you think I can get that straightened out there? Let's see. I did good, didn't I? Okay, so Love This Life. And then I'm going to bring in my paper chopper. And I'm going to chop this down. Thanks, Roz. I'll let him know that you said that. He is out with some guy friends today going to see the Led Zeppelin documentary. It's in another town. It's in Lubbock, which is about, I don't know, Brenda, you can help me, 2 hours away from here, maybe. It wasn't showing in Midland, so they had the day off today for President's Day, and he was like, is it okay? And I'm like, absolutely, go have fun. So there we go. That's about right there. So 4 inches by about a half of an inch once I cut that down. Okay, now I'm going to grab my paper snips, about 2 hours. Yep. And I'm just going to cut a banner on one end here. Now the way I do that is I cut up the middle and then I cut from each corner, and I just totally messed that up, but we'll straighten it up. There we go. So this is going to go right on top of this panel, right like that. Okay, but before I put this down, I'm going to grab my gingham ribbon, and I'm just going to make a faux bow, but I'm not going to twist it because I want it to stay really flat for me. Okay, I'm going to grab some tearing tape, put this down on my card front. So have you guys invested in the bees yet? They're super fun for spring, I think. Not just for Valentine's Day, although a lot of the sentiments are lovey-dovey sentiments, but it's not just for Valentine's Day for sure. And it would definitely make a super cute, okay, let me try that again. Or maybe I just don't get all worked up about it. Okay, so this panel now is going to pop right over that. Yeah, I feel like this needs to be a little shorter. There we go. Right like that. Okay, so now I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to put mini dimensionals on the ends here, and then it's going to kind of lay flat over that inside panel right there. So I'm going to put a mini dimensional right there. This just barely hangs over that edge, so I want to get them really close to the edge. And then here in the middle, I'm going to grab my Seal Plus and just add some flat glue right there. Right, this is going to pop up right here. And I just want to thank you guys really for how much support you give me all the time. I really appreciate that, and I know there's a lot of people you can watch, and I'm sure that you watch others, but it means a lot to me that you show up for me during my lives. Okay, so now I've cut a heart, and this heart is part of the dies right here from the Meant to Be. There's a little heart right there, and I cut it out of that Petunia Pop Glimmer paper because I wanted a little bit of shimmer and shine to this. So I'm going to add a dimensional to the back side of this and pop it up right here on the front. Right like that. Super cute. Now the gems that I'm using on all my projects today are these in color resin dots right here. And for this one I used Pretty in Pink. So I'm going to grab a large one, a small one. I don't think I got the sticky on that. Let me try that again. There we go. And then I put another large one kind of down in this corner down here on the black part right there. There we go. All right, now for the inside. Again, super. Aw, thanks, Brenda. You're so sweet. Well, he's a good one. Lucky. I'm a lucky woman for sure. There we go. So I cut a strip of that glimmer, Petunia Pop Glimmer paper, 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And I'm going to adhere this first to the bottom of my 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white here for the inside. And then because I want to glue this down over glimmer paper. I'm going to add liquid glue. It's really hard to stick things to glimmer if it's not liquid glue. So that's going to go right like that, right over it. And so this is what the inside, you're going to get a little bit of that shimmer on the inside there. And I'm going to add this. So who has the day off today? I know Brenda was telling us last night at our team meeting that she has the day off today. So I was like, is it a good thing that I do my live when it's a day off for most people? And they were like, yeah, we'll be home so we can do it. Okay, so there we go. That is card number 1. What do you guys think about that one? Do you like it? I think it's cute and simple. It was meant to just highlight that designer series paper, right? So no bees yet, but I'm going to make up for that here with this next card. We're going to have lots of bees, bees, bees. Well, not lots, but we're definitely going to use our bee stamps and punches and dies and all of that, okay? So let me put that one away. I'll bring that back out at the end. The second card is super fun. I'm using some of that hive. Let me pull out all my little flowers here. So we're going to use all of those. I even die cut some more flowers just in case I lose any of these flowers, because these are, flighty fellows, these flowers here. I've been hunting them down. See, I just did it. I just dropped one right in my chair right there. Okay, right there. All right, so this is card number 2. Sheesh, right here. Cute as can be. We've got that hive. We got some flowers. We got a mama bee and a baby bee flying through the hive. Cute as can be. I think this would be a really cute baby card for a baby shower, right? Cute as can be. And there's the inside right there. So I'm going to show you how I made this one. I started with a piece of paper that was 5.5 by 8.5, but then I cut it down to 7 3/4 and then still scored it at 5.5 right there. So that's going to leave a flap here at the top that's a little smaller than the bottom. And we are going to, it's sort of a fun fold, I guess. It's an easy fun fold. So I've cut this strip of paper 1 inch by 5.5 inches, and it's going to go right inside it. Hurricane makeup from Hurricane Milton last fall. Oh my goodness. I don't like when schools do that, Roz. I'm like, gosh, when we have a natural disaster, let us have the day and keep the day, right? It's not as if you guys didn't have a lot of things on your mind during that time. And what is one difference is one day going to make? But I guess there's laws about those kinds of things. One year we had a whole week off in Lincoln because of a major snowstorm that took down a lot of electricity and stuff. And we had to make it up by adding 20 minutes a day to our day for like 4 weeks or something. And it was just like, really, it ended up being like 3.5 minutes per class period or something. I don't know. I just found it to be a little bit silly. But they have to do what they have to do, right? Okay, so I've got my bee line here. That's what I'm calling it, my bee line. I can put this one away. So, and I'm going to take my bee line and use my Memento Black. I'm going to open my card up here. And I'm going to put the bee line going kind of up from the top here. Right, like kind of at an angle, right like that. And then also coming in from the bottom this way, like that. Okay, now my honeycomb is going to be placed on that. So I cut this out twice. When you cut the honeycomb out, you get an inside piece and this little outside frame. So I cut it twice. I cut the same die. Here, let me show that to you. The same die twice and kept the inside of one of them and the outside of the other one. So here's my die. It has a double edge on the inside, so it always cuts a frame. So I cut the frame in Daffodil Delight and the inside in that honeycomb, that old olive honeycomb. And I'm just going to attach this. Maybe I should do my frame first. I'm going to add some liquid glue around the edges here. You just want a very little bit around those edges here. There we go. Right like that. Let me see if I can straighten that out just a tad. There we go. There's the outside of my hive, and now this is the inside of my hive. Put my lid back on there. Okay. Go right like fits right inside here. Try that one more time. I don't know why this is being finicky here. Isn't that funny? I didn't struggle with this at all when I made my original card. And here we go. All right, we're just going to let that be right there. Okay, no, I'm not, because that's bugging me. Okay, maybe I should have put this down first, huh? There we go. All right, now I've cut a bunch of these flowers and I cut them out of Petunia Pop. These flower dies are part of the dies of the Meant to Be bundle right there. Okay, you get 5 of them, so I cut 5, and I'm going to grab my liquid glue. We're going to have a couple of them go down flat right over here on this edge. I'm going to put one right about there. Another one right about here. And then I'm going to fill in with these. And I'm going to put a mini dimensional on the back side of each one of them. And I'm going to cover that hole up with a embellishment. So don't worry that the mini dimensional is showing through the flower, because that's going to get covered up. There we go. I have one more little one here. It's going to squeeze in right there like that. Maybe a little bit further up if I can move it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my resin dots here, and inside each one of these flowers, I'm going to put one of these pretty and pink resin dots. Cute, huh? All right, there we go. Let's work on our bumblebees. Let me put this hive away before I lose it. All right, so I'm going to stamp my bumblebees, and let me put that away for a moment. I'm going to stamp a large one and a small one. The large one I'm actually going to punch out with my punch, and the small one I'm going to die cut out with my die cut because it is too small for a punch. So I'm going to grab my mat here because with the solid images, I really think the mat is going to help us get a really cool solid image. Okay. All right, I'm going to bring in my, what do I want to start with? Let's go with Daffodil Delight. Thanks, Sheila. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your business. I love having you here. Okay, so there's my small bumblebee. Here's my large bumblebee. You can see the difference in the sizes there. Then I've got faces. They're both going to have smiley faces. And both of these bees are going to go sideways. So I want my smiley face to be not yellow. I want it to be black. And I'll put that right there. Smiley face little bee. Here's another one. And then my stripes, okay? So I have small bumblebee stripes and I have large bumblebee stripes. So my small bumblebee stripe here, I'm going to move this down a little bit so I can get a little closer. You just want that tail to be right on the edge of that oval. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my large bumblebee stripes. I just put my yellow in my black. I hate when I do that. Okay, I need to focus, right? Here's my black stripes for this large bumblebee. So let me get up close here. I have had some people say that they prefer to do the stripes first and then put the yellow bumblebee inside. I don't know how I feel about that. I've tried it both ways. For me, it's easier if I, so I've got 2 antennae here, one set for each of them. And the last thing is my wings. So for both of them, I'm going to use the smaller wing because it seems to fit better inside the punch for sure. Okay. So I'm stamping these in Pool Party on Pool Party paper. And one set I'm going to punch out with the punch, and the other set I'm going to die cut out with the new die cuts. Okay, so I have my wings right there. That's for the smaller bee. I'm going to grab my Post-it note tape and tape that down on the blue. This one I'm going to punch out for the larger bumblebee using my bumblebee punch. And then let me cut this off here. That's going to be punched out as well. But my antenna here, lucky for us, we got 2 antenna dies. So one's going to go right like that on that one. The other one, same size. I think it's nice that they gave us 2. And then we have the small bumblebee die right there. So I'm going to get this all situated down. I'm going to go off to my big shot here off the screen. And I'm going to die cut this out and this out at the same time in one set of the antenna. There's baby bumblebee. Here's her antenna. I've got another set of antenna here. I'm going to die cut out real quick. And then we'll be done with the die cutting machine for these pieces. So the punch is really best. Well, it's meant to be. That's funny. It was made to go with the large bumblebee. Okay, the small bumblebee does not fit well into the punch. Okay, so there's my small bumblebee pieces. I need to cut one more set of antenna here, and then I can punch the rest out with the punch. I want to make sure I've got that super straight here for my antenna. There. All right. There's my second set of antennas. Hope they're called antenna. I think that's what they are. There we go. And then I'm going to grab my bee punch. And I'm going to punch my bee wings for my large bee. You know what? I'm going to put a handle on this. And this is what I do when I'm struggling to get my piece in to my punch. I make a little handle. I turn this over and just attach it to the back. You only need it there for a moment, right? Then that gives me the ability to hold this into my punch right there. There we go. There's my baby bee, my large bee wings. And I just threw everything off my plate here. So here's my small bee. There's something sticky on this punch and it keeps popping everything up when I lift it. So here we go. Whew. There should be one more set of antenna. If not, I will cut another piece. Oh, here it is right here. Lucky us. All right. So there's something sticky on the back of this punch that's picking up that sheet when I set it down. Okay, so here's my large bee. There we go. And now I can put all of that to the side. And all I have to do is build these bees really quickly. So I'm going to add some seal to the back side. I'm going to put my wings for my little bee right there. And then add my antenna. Right. Oh my goodness, my fingers. All right, I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals to the back side of that. Hi, Carol from Minnesota. Thanks for joining us. I'm doing meant to be cards today. I'm on the second card. I'm building a baby bee and a mommy bee here. So my baby bee is going to go right up there. My mama bee is going to be right below it, kind of in the other corner of the card. So there's her wings. Here's her antenna. And now I can pop her up right below my baby bee here. I use 3 dimensionals, I think, right like that. So, have any of you started watching any fun shows on Netflix? I just started watching, and I don't know if it's on Netflix. I shouldn't say that. Streaming. There's a new show called The Pit, and it's about an emergency room in Pittsburgh, and the entire season is one day of the emergency room. And you would think that it would get boring, but it's actually quite crazy what all these, and you keep, and at the end of every episode, you're like, it's only noontime. And we've seen 4 episodes. So anyway, it's kind of crazy. But Noah Wiley, who used to be in ER back in the day, is one of the main, well, he is the main head of the ER in this. It's in Pittsburgh. That's why it's called The Pit. And just crazy things they deal with in this emergency room in this inner city is just fascinating. I know it's drama, but they do it well. I will say that. Okay, so I'm going to just make a faux bow out of that checkered black and vanilla ribbon. I think it goes really well with the bees here. And I'm going to cut those ends down just a tad so they don't hang off. We're almost done with this one, you guys. Stick with me here. I need to sharpen these scissors. Good night. Okay. Now, easy peasy. I have a piece of basic white and a piece of basic black. And I'm going to stamp. Let me put that one over there. I'm going to add my dies back over here on my sheet before I lose them. Okay. On my piece of white, I am going to stamp the words cute as can be. And I'm going to stamp those in Petunia Pop. Okay, well, I just had all 4 ink pads right here, and taking deep breaths because I don't know where they disappeared to. Okay, so if I had to, I could use green, but I don't really want to. And I just used Petunia Pop, didn't I, on my last card. Here it is, right here. So I'm going to stamp Cute as Can Be in Petunia Pop ink. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. And then I'm going to punch it out with my 1 3/4 inch circle punch. I love circle punches. Punching these babies out so fast and easy. There we go. And I'm going to cut a black one as well. Okay. I'm going to adhere my white onto my black, but just leave a tiny bit of a shadow there on the edge. Okay. It is so adorable, isn't it? I love this. It's so cute. Okay. So leave a little bit of a shadow right there. And then this is going to get popped up right here. Actually, it's going to go on flat, I think, because I tucked it under our flowers right here, just a tad like that. Okay, so let me go down a little bit, right like that. That's how it's going to go. Now, I don't want it to get glued to the inside base, so I'm just going to add Seal Plush just to the top of the circle. And tuck it under, make sure it's not off the edge on this other side, and press it down. Now, the only other thing I did on this card is that I'm adding some Petunia Pop resin dots to the inside of our hive here, just to give it a little bit of Petunia Pop on the inside of that hive right there. How cute is that? Isn't that fun? Cute as can be. And then it opens like that, and you can write a little note inside. Okay, now, last card. I love it. It's a Z-fold card. I think you're going to love it too. It might be easier than this one. Now that I did that one, I'm like, oh, that one was a little more entailed than I remembered when I designed it, but it's beautiful. I love it. Okay, so there's, put this with this other. Trying to stay organized, you guys. It's not my forte, but I'm doing my best here. Okay, last card. Super cute. I think you're going to love it. Look at this one. So fun. You're as sweet as honey. And then it opens up like this and says, love you inside. It's got all that Petunia Pop bursting there. And I brought in the other stamp set for this because I needed some new sentiments. And this is the one, the Be My Valentine set is the one that says you're as sweet as honey and has that love you and those little hearts there. It has these flower leaves that I used on my hexagon right here. So it just made that card go a little bit quicker, a little bit different than my other card. So let me put this off to the side. All right. So I have a piece of Petunia Pop that I've cut 5.5 by 8.5, and then I scored it at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. Okay. Hi, Carolyn. I'm so glad you're here. Are you feeling so much better? I'm sorry, when you made your first comment that you were from Minnesota, I couldn't see all of your name. I could only see Carol. Carolyn, thank you so much. I hope you're feeling better. I've kept you in my prayers and been thinking about you, so I hope you're doing better for sure. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with all of our panels here, okay? We're going to get that all done, and then we're going to build our bee, which is not going to take long. This is 2 1/8 inch wide. I cut this 2 inches by 5 3/8 inches. 2 inches by 5 3/8 inches. But I feel like that's a tiny little bit long, so I'm going to cut just a sliver off here. There we go. This is going to get adhered right onto this front flap here. And I'm probably going to wish I had used liquid glue, but let's see if I can be successful at it. I think I'm doing pretty good. There we go. That panel's going to go right there. Now, on top of that, I have a B panel cut 1 7/8 by 5 1/8, and that is going to go right there inside that black panel. So I sent you a package, Carolyn, kind of a get well package. I hope you received it. There we go. There's our little bees on the front. Isn't that cute? Now I'm going to do the same thing with this inside panel right here. Again, I feel like I need to cut just a sliver off of this. This is meant to be 5 3/8. Okay. And then my flower panel is going to go on the inside of this. So here we go. Let's get that right up to that edge there. So straight. There we go. And then this piece is going to go right inside of that one right there. Cute, huh? All these cute Petunia Pop papers in this designer series paper pack. Now, the cool thing is you can buy the paper with the stickers or without the stickers. So pay attention to that when you're ordering because you can get it both ways. Okay, so now I have a piece of black that is cut 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, and it's going to go right on the inside of our card right here. I wanted all my panels to be backed in black to bring out the black in that bumblebee. All right, there we go. Now, my white panel, I'm going to stamp in the corner right here. So I've got Love You on one of my blocks here. I'm going to grab that Petunia Pop again. There we go. And then I'm grabbing my little hearts and I'm just stamping some little hearts right around my Love You here. There we go. Now I've cut another piece of that DSP. This is the opposite side of those bumblebees and it says Fun Plaid and it's going to go right to the edge of this white panel right here. And I might actually put the white panel on first because I do want this to be a little bit longer than my white piece. So I want it to go on right like that. There we go. And my panel now can go right over that white piece and kind of even out that edge right there. There we go. Cute. So now when this folds, it almost looks seamless, but with the two different DSPs, right? And it opens like that. So there you go. All right. So now we're going to build our little scene on our hexagon. So I cut this hexagon. The bottom edge is about 1.5 inches. And then the next size up and the bottom edge of this is almost 2 inches. Okay. So these are going to get sandwiched inside of this. Now, I could have cut the black and got that little tiny strip around the edges, but I was struggling with what do I do to get it to attach on the back side so that that doesn't show, right? Like when you flip it like that. So I decided to go with the larger one. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to grab my leaves here from my Be My Valentine. Right here. I can put this away now that I've used this one. So let me clean that and put it up, and then I have a place for this leaf to go. Maybe I need a little larger one. Let me clean this one off. Okay, put my green leaf right there. I have my old olive ink. Oh, good. I'm so glad. That makes my heart so happy. I had surgery date. Gosh, you have to wait till April 15th, huh? That seems like a long time away. But hopefully the doctors know best, right? Okay, so I'm using old olive ink. I'm just bringing some leaves up from the bottom of this hexagon here, this honeycomb piece. And then I am going to stamp my large wings in Pool Party. And I'm going to stamp them on either side of this, kind of coming out from the top here. So I have that one right there. I have another set coming from this other side. And then I'm doing something unique in that I'm going to smush my ink into my lid here. And I have a Wink of Stella that I am going to actually color those wings with my Wink of Stella and my Pool Party ink. So I've just smashed some ink into my Pool Party lid here. I'm going to squeeze my Wink of Stella and get some of that glitter out of the tip here. There we go. All right, like that. I'm going to blend it in, make it Pool Party colored, right? And then I'm just coloring inside these wings, and they're going to shine. I'm going to have some fun shine to them. Have you guys ever done this? I was looking at the DSP, and I was thinking, those wings almost look iridescent. How can I make them kind of look like that? And this was my solution to that. So I don't know if you knew you could do this or not. I love Wink of Stella. Anything that'll give anything shine is good in my book. Okay, and then you can just kind of go like this to your Wink of Stella until it runs clear and you're good to go for next time. I do recommend that you get a Kleenex and wipe out that Wink of Stella from that lid so it doesn't get mixed in with your ink. Okay, now one more thing to do to this panel before I punch out my bumblebee is that I'm going to get that antenna. I'm going to get my basic black, Memento black ink, and I'm going to stamp my antenna right in between those two top wings right there. And then my bee will just pop up right in that space, okay? So I'm going to stamp my bee. Got a piece of scrap of white right here. Now this one, all I have to do is worry about the bee body and the stripes and the face because the wings and the antenna are there already. Here we go. I'm going to grab my Daffodil Delight. I'm going to ink up my bee body here. I'm using the larger bee for this. There we go. My larger bee stripes in Memento Black. And then a cute little face. And I can use the same face or a different one. It looks like I used a different one on this one. I used the one where the eyes are a little more closed. Okay, let me get my stripes in here. Okay, and then here's my face with my eyes a little more closed. cute. There we go. Grab my punch and see if I can punch this out without, no, not such luck. Let me close this up before I put my hand in it. I'm going to cut a little bit off this edge here so I can get that put into my punch a little easier, right like that. Whoop. And now I can pop this. That sticker, it's sticky. I'm going to have to clean that off when I'm over. Okay, so this is going to get popped up right here in the middle. Nice. I'm glad you're here, Carolyn. And thank you for your order yesterday. I'm glad you could take advantage of that Valentine's special. That was a good deal, you guys. Those of you who took advantage of it, smart thinking, because it was a good deal. Okay, so that's getting popped up right there. Now, only one more thing to do. Well, actually, I'm lying. There's a couple things I need to do, so bear with me. We're getting close to the end here. I'm going to take a couple of flowers and attach them to the ends of those two leaves that are on the sides of my bee here. There we go. Put all these back in here before I lose them. And I'm going to do just what I did last time. I'm going to use a mini dimensional on the back side. And this one's going to get popped up over here. And this one, isn't it cute? Do you guys love this bee? I think he's pretty cute. Right there. I'm going to add some gems to the inside. And to this one, I'm adding these peach pie gems that come from these resin dots. They look pretty yellowish. There we go. So are you still working, Carolyn? Yay, thanks. I appreciate that, Carol. You're so sweet and supportive. All the ladies here. And Bill sometimes joins us. He's got a good heart. We have a good group that joins me here almost daily. All right, so this is going to get popped up right here. But before I do that, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And for this one, I'm stamping in Petunia Pop the words, "You're as sweet as honey." Right here along the bottom edge of this basic white. There we go. Okay. I'm going to cut this down. Banner cut my ends here. This is going to get adhered right over the bottom edge right here of my hexagon. And then this is going to get popped up. Now, what you need to be careful with is that you don't want to put dimensionals on this side because you don't want it to stick to the inside. You only want them on this half side of your hexagon. So I'm putting my finger there, this side. And I'm just going to add maybe 4. Maybe more. Let's be sure. There we go. And then I just need to sprinkle on some gems, and we are good with our 3 cards for today. Join me back here at 10 a.m. tomorrow for my fun fold card, which this really counts as a fun fold card, I think, but super cute. Okay, so there we go. Cute, huh? And I think I already put my gems on, so that one's good. Now, I didn't put any ribbon on this one because I just thought it was busy enough. What do you guys think? I just thought a ribbon I didn't know where to put it, and it was going to be overwhelming. So let me come back and show you my 3 cards. This is the last one I did. And then I have the second one is this one right here. Which one is your favorite? It's hard to choose, isn't it? Vote below which one is your favorite. I love the simplicity of this first one, and I love the glitter heart on that, but they're all pretty cute, huh? So those are our 3 cards, our first 3 cards for our online class for this week. Tomorrow is the fun fold. Wednesday is the 3D item. And if you would like a kit to make 3 cards that we made today, the fun fold card for tomorrow and the 3D card for Wednesday, you're going to have to place an order of at least $45 in my online store. But you might as well place an order of 60 so that you get that celebration and maybe that bee punch, right? Maybe that's something you're needing. So thanks for joining me. I love the stamp set. I do too. Yay, I'm glad you got the punch. I vote no. Thanks, Carolyn. I thought so too. I just felt like it was too much. So if you have a favorite, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Otherwise, I'm going to move my camera up. You guys know where to shop with me. It's right here in my TuddleUpShop.com. This week we're using this host code. And that's where you can shop if you would like to get this kit to go this week. So thankful for all of you. I will see you back here tomorrow. God bless, and take care until we see each other again. Bye-bye.